Welcome back, beautiful people, to another episode of Trey, the Terrible Collector. On today's episode, we are going to be introducing another supervillain to the ranks of Juggernaut, Magneto, Apocalypse, and Sabretooth. This one comes from the Uncanny X-Men Toy Biz toy line from the early 90s, from Series 2. We're going to be unboxing Sauron.
Silence! Sauron, and Sauron alone, will rule the savage land.
Sauron is an oddball character. His real name is Karl Lykos, and he was originally introduced as a villain who lived in the Savage Land. The Savage Land is a prehistoric, lush jungle that exists in Antarctica. So right off the bat, pretty bizarre. His mutant power also is that he sucks up another mutant's energy like a vampire, and instead of turning into a vampire, he turns into a pterodactyl. A freaking pterodactyl. And while a lot of the other mutants' powers don't make a ton of sense, his makes none, and it's awesome. His body design is totally different than anything else that we've seen so far. Everybody else has, essentially the same thing. 2 arms, 2 legs. Every now and then they have different amounts of articulation. This guy's totally different. He's got these huge wings. Tons of stuff that we're going to get into as we get this box open. The box itself is in absolutely terrible condition, so really no harm in ripping this one up. On the back here, it says that he has attack wings, so we will check all that out. And he is the second of our mutants for the villains, so we still have Mr. Sinister and Magneto to go. Let's go ahead and... Okay. This is by far the worst packaging that we have on any of the toys that we've opened so far. In fact, there is no trading card in the back of this one. You can still see where the tape is, but there's no card in here. But that won't thwart us. We'll still find something to do here. He comes with a club for bashing people prehistorically, and his design is just awesome. So he's got the same kind of little finger groove on the back that Wolverine has. Just a little spinny motion that he does at his waist. His tail, very cool. It's not as prehensile as Nightcrawler's, but really nice sculpt. Looks great. This is almost a toy that looks better on the shelf than it is for playing with. However, he does have a different kind of joint on his shoulders than everybody else does. He's got like a rotating situation, so they go up and down as well as in and out. You can flap them. Very, very cool. I don't want to put too much pressure on him because he is a very old figure, but he looks great. The club works great with his slashing action, and he also has a hinge in his jaw, which is just a really cool... They could have put a solid head sculpt on there and it wouldn't have taken anything away from it, but having that little extra bit of articulation is really awesome. He looks super intimidating next to all the other characters. Let's see if we can get some balance here. He is a little hard to stand up. He unfortunately doesn't bend at the knees, but ooh, he's real hard to stand up. We'll put something in front of him. Ooh. Cool. All right. Since we don't have a trading card, I guess we'll just go into our portion of the video, and we'll talk a little bit more about Sauron. Did you know that Sauron was recently featured in a popular meme stating that he didn't want to cure cancer, he wanted to make people into dinosaurs? This was during Spider-Man's teaching stint at the Xavier Institute, where Sauron and Stegron teamed up to fight Spider-Man and a young team of mutants who wanted to stop him from turning Staten Island into a bunch of living dinosaurs. All right, there you have it. the Savage Sauron. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Trey the Terrible Collector. Make sure that you like and subscribe and tell your friends. If you know anybody else who'd be interested in seeing me unbox 30-year-old toys, I'd love to have them on board. Leave me a comment in the comment section if you got anything you'd like to talk about. And be sure to tune in next week. We will be doing 2 figures, Banshee and Gambit. Until then, y'all have been wonderful, and I have been terrible, and we'll see you again soon.